Hello, welcome to DK Boljat. I am working on a picture that I'm not using an image for, but this used to be a bird and I painted gesso over it, and now it is going to be a landscape. Well, it's going to have, I think I'm going to have a lake here. It looks like a lake needs to be there. So to do that, to make a lake, I have some masking tape that I got from Home Depot. It's just Scotch blue masking tape. You'd use it to paint a room too. And I'm going to come in here and put the tape on the canvas where I want the water line to be. So I'm going to go right above the dark line of the trees right there, so you can kind of see the trees where they're at. I'm going to go right over those and try to make it as straight as possible. So what I'm doing is eyeballing this area right here to make sure it lines up. And then I'm, press down. Yeah, press down on there because water will find its own level. No matter where it's at, it's gonna find its own level. And you don't wanna have water that's a lake and yet it's all over the place, like maybe high, low, whatever. You wanna have it be level, and that's what we're doing. So got the masking tape on there, and I'm going to start by painting in the water. So I've got it right here. We got titanium white and phthalo blue. We don't need much phthalo blue. In fact, I probably need maybe about 1/10 of that amount. I got kind of carried away when I loaded up the paint. It almost looks like a face, 2 eyes and a mouth. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start putting that in. I've got a fan brush right here, and I can start, well, I could even start with a 1-inch brush, which would make it much quicker. I want to make sure this is really stuck down, and I'm going to get a 1-inch brush to start with instead of this fan brush, which I will use in a minute. And I'm going to get the brush damp. That means getting it wet, wiping it on my canvas tablecloth until there's no more water on it, which I just did. It's just got, it still has a tiny bit, so it's just moist. It's not soaked with water, otherwise you're gonna have a flood, and you don't wanna have a flood. And then I'm gonna double check the line to make sure we're even. Yeah, you know, I think it could go a little lower on the left, but right now I'm gonna leave it. I think it's, I'm not gonna become perfectionistic. I think it's good. Okay, so starting with the white and a tiny bit of blue. So I'm just gonna get, I'll show you on here. Just gonna get a little bit of blue. So I've got the white on my brush and I'm just gonna get a tiny bit of blue. That's plenty, I'm sure. Okay, and I'm going to start painting that top down like so. I don't wanna paint up because I'm gonna go up underneath the tape. I don't wanna do that. And then I will go over the sides too. And if this was going to be a canvas that wasn't being framed, then I would paint the sides. But I'm just going to go over the sides so that it's not showing the canvas even on the sides of this one. Like, you know, I'm just saying, like looking into the, if you look into where the frame is hitting it, it should be fine. I mean, not worried about it. Okay, so doing it again, pulling straight down and then side to side. Now I had excess tree on there, and I mean, you probably saw it before I started painting this, and I will, meaning down here. And so I'm gonna take that back, I'm gonna pull it back, get it so that I can see some of those trees. I'm just using a Q-tip right now. And then I will use the fan brush. I'm just picking up the paint, the blue paint on here. Always with still water, your brush strokes are going to go side to side or straight down, and then later you can play around with doing, you know, if you have a circle in the water because ducks are swimming or whatever, you can do that later. But to start with, it's always starting side to side and then straight down, top down, top from the top to the bottom or bottom to the top. Well, I would go top to bottom because we got tape there, so. And I'm just bringing in that green that was already there. It's just going to be the reflection. It's going to be the illusion of the reflection. And that'll solve it right there. Okay, now I've got most of that cleared off on most of it there. I'm gonna pull it down with the brush as well. Got a little bit of water on my brush, and I'm in a tricky area right now. I don't want to go up underneath the tape. I want to always pull down. I don't want the water up onto the trees. My brush is damp. I've wiped the excess on the table. There we go. And I've done water so many times. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Water is such a fun technique to paint. Okay, so I've got that done. And then this brush still has the blue and the white on it. So I'm just gonna make sure and wipe off the majority of it and just go side to side. I don't need to replace what's there, right? I don't need to put back what I just took off. And then I need to fill this part in, and I could put trees in the foreground on the next video probably. For now, I'm gonna get a little bit more paint. Again, I'm just grabbing a tiny bit of blue. Don't need much. A little's gonna do it. A dab will do ya, there we go. It's gonna be darker blue here because that's how it is, that it's darker here than it is here. And in fact, I'll probably put more white down in here because there's clouds. It's back and forth. Brush strokes back and forth. I'm not going over the trees. I don't wanna do that. Now I can always add in the green from the trees if I wanted to, but currently I don't. I'm gonna do it probably maybe later, if I do it at all. Okay, so I'm almost done with this. I just wanna go back and forth right here with the, what I've got on my brush is a little bit of white and blue, and mostly white, and I'm just gonna go side to side. And the white is for the clouds. I'm tapping it in. I'm gonna come here with the fan brush and fix it. There we go. So you've got your little fan brush. This is a super tiny fan brush. It is a 10/0. Go side to side. Put in the clouds, right? Cloud reflection in the water. We don't want a cloud over the trees, but a bit more here. It's just giving the viewer the illusion that there's clouds in the water. Well, the clouds are reflecting in the water. There we go. I meant to say. So I'm so glad you joined me to watch this video and witness the easy technique of water. And what do? Do you paint? Are you an art collector, or are you just curious? Because if you're just curious, I love that. I think it's great. Either way, I think that I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you joined me. Please subscribe to DK Boljat, and there will be more videos. I have a couple that I need to finish that I put back and waited on, but I will need to finish them. So, okay, so this is the magic moment. We're gonna take off the tape. See if I can get, let me hold this right here. Get the edge of it. No, a knife will do it. Paint knife, that is. There we go. Come on, there we go. And there, voila, we're gonna have water. And I don't think I went underneath the tape at all. You saw how I did that. And we even have the reflection of the trees in there. The only thing I might add to it, well, I might add a little bit more reflection to the trees, but right now I think is good. I'm gonna call it good. We got water. It looks like water. It looks like it's floating above with the reflection of the trees. Yeah. Glad you joined me. Please subscribe to DK Boljat, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless you.